Tim, just before we start talking about the match on Friday, how big a signing is Rory Keating?
Yeah, listen, obviously, we've left the number 9 shirt open from the start of the season. The league that we were in and the players we had inside the building, it's something that we looked at. The development of the young players and the exposure they had to first team football, and the success we've had with that this season means that should we get up, touch wood, we're very close to it now. We've got a group of kids that have 30-40 games experience, so bringing the likes of Keats back into the group, and the success that he had here previously and the connection he had with the fan base and the club, it can only benefit the players that we already have in the building.
Obviously we didn't get a chance to talk to him ourselves, but how happy is he to be back?
Yeah, he's delighted. He's happy. He had a tough time for the Pats. Sometimes that just happens. You go to a club and it just doesn't click, and it probably was a good deal for all parties. I think Pats were able to get Aidan Keena in, which is a great signing for them. Keats comes into us, which is brilliant for us as a club, and it's also great for him as well because he's really happy and he's motivated and he's in a good place as well, and he's got a very good relationship with a lot of the staff and players at the club here, and he feels that this is his home and he's absolutely delighted to be back.
Is there a 3-year deal, Tim, is it?
I'm not sure actually the length of his deal, to be honest. I know it's this year, at least 2 more anyway. I couldn't tell you if it's 3 or 2 more, but listen, we're delighted to have him. Short term, he gives us another option in the attacking part of the pitch, and then listen, it'll help us bed in now to the end of the season. Hopefully have a right crack at Derry in the Cup in a few weeks, and then it'll be in a good place for next season in wherever we are.
That's it, like it's part of building for next season, is it? Bringing players that quality, like?
Yeah, and again, I think we were consistent with the message from the start of the year, was that we wanted to bring players in that we think would improve us and help us if we got back to the Premier Division, and Keats is certainly one that will do that. He had a fantastic season last year in the Premier Division in regards to goals, when you look at a team that was down near the bottom of the table, so we're hoping that maybe with a bit more forward planning, Colin wasn't allowed to do that because of the situation off the pitch at the club at the time. It was a very, very late takeover, so it's probably a massive frustration for Colin that way, but we're hopefully we'll be in a better position now where we can start planning for next season, and it allows us to get the likes of Keats in that will take the group forward.
Is he in the squad for Friday?
Yeah, he'd be in the squad for Friday, yeah.
Right. Just the rumours obviously circulating this week, you were talking to another former Cork City striker, Sean Maguire. Could you shed any light on that, Tim?
Listen, I think any club in the country, if a player like Sean Maguire became available, so listen, it's there's nothing, no one signed anything, no one's agreed anything or anything like that, so if you're asking me would be interested in signing Sean Maguire, of course, obviously. He's another player that would be well known by the fans here, and the connection. I think Sean's over in England at the minute with his family, so again I don't know what's going on, but if Sean became available and was interested in coming home, we'd certainly be one of the clubs that would be in probably a long line ready to talk to.
Yeah, have you talked to him yet? Like, did you speak to him yet?
No, I've not touched base with Sean, personally met him or anything like that, but listen, there's communication constantly with multiple players that if they are available, we'd certainly would like to be in the hunt to sign players that we think would improve the club and help the club going forward. And again, Sean's in that category as well as many other players like that as well. But it's our intention is to try and sign players that will help our young players, for starters, to develop them and give them the structures and the experience around them to help them develop and further as well. And if players at the level of Shawnee become available and are interested in coming home, we'd certainly like to sit down in front of them and try and get them here.
Will the signing of Rory have any bearing on bringing Shawnee here?
No, not in regards to space in the squad or anything like that. No, I think the more players we sign of that calibre, I think it would actually encourage other players to come to the club as well. I think they look at Rory coming back in, and it's a massive signing for us, the success he had, and if you can add that with a couple of more, I think the more high quality players you bring in, the more people will want to come and sign here. So yeah, I think it can only be a benefit to all aspects of the club getting a high profile sign like Rory.
Friday then, Treaty. What type of game are you anticipating? Saying they've done well against Kevin. It was 2 draws so far.
Yeah, we had a 0-0 down there and then a 1-1 in our place, and again I don't expect the game to be any different. They'll be very difficult to break down. They're very dangerous on the counter attack. We've got very good legs in the team. I think the job Tommy does down there, again, at a limited budget, they're very, very competitive, and I'll be expecting no different Friday night. The motivation for us is, listen, we want to win every single game we play, and we want to try and keep the lead we have at the top of the table, but the other side of this, they're the only team in the league we haven't beaten this season, so that's something we want to try and change this weekend.
And just the last one, like, you obviously take every game as it comes, but you're probably realistically about 4 or 5 wins away from winning the title, really, as well.
Yeah, listen, again, we'll go in on Friday. We'll try our best to win away from home. I think it'll be 6 wins in a row, maybe it is at the minute in the league, so we'd love to try and extend that. Small mini goals that we're setting ourselves throughout the season, and if we can extend that on Friday, listen, it gives us another 3 points, and we'll then look at Athlone at home and then concentrate on that, and that's sort of the focus, and we'll reevaluate at the end of each block of games, 9, 18, 27, we see where we're sitting. So we've had a really good third round of games so far, and that's what we're going to try and do now, is extend that on Friday.
Cheers, Dan.
Cheers, Charlie.
Just on Keating, how has he looked in training? Just come back in.
Yeah, he's looked sharp. Obviously, Keith's missed time with his ankle, and he's had a limited amount of training in the last lot of weeks. So, but no, he's come in. He's trained this week. He's looked sharp. He's scoring goals in training, and he seems to be happy. He's training with a smile on his face as well, which is a really good thing. And I think it's given the whole group a lift as well.
Yeah, I think the top scorer in the first division is 11. Do you think he can make a late charge of that?
Listen, I'd love him to do it, but it's not. Again, it's not ready-made to go, right, just come in and play. He'll have to get accustomed to how we want to get him to play and whatever else, but I have no doubt that if we can get Keats the right ball and the right areas, the right chances, that he'll take the chances as well, and it gives us that other option as well, because we've been quite short up top with Keane Murphy and Harvey as well as being sort of the only two, so options, but now we have another centre forward out, one that can help the lads as well.
Just in terms of signing in, like you can mention, you left the number 9 shirt available the whole time. Was that maybe thinking if things didn't work out, he could come back? Or?
No, it was just at the start of the season. We looked at the squad. We knew we'd Murph and we'd other attacking players in wide areas. I spoke at the start of the season about the way my team's play, that we get goals from all different areas of the pitch. It's not necessarily down just to the centre forward, and Murph obviously had a squad number at the time, and we spoke to 1 or 2 people. That didn't happen in the off season, so we weren't in a rush to try and get it done. And again, when you monitor things from a distance, and I know Keats is very close to a few people at the club, and they'd had conversations with him and just general chat about how he was and whatever else, and when it became sort of a possibility, listen, it was an easy call for us to make, to try and get him back down here, because he had a really good time down here previously, and he's a high quality player, so listen, we were delighted to get him in.
When was it you found out it was a possibility? Was that maybe a day or 2 before it happened?
Listen, there was probably conversations going on for a week or 2, and then accelerated fairly quickly going towards the end of the transfer window, and I think in the end it was probably a deal that it very rarely happens, but it was probably a deal that sort of everybody wanted, if you know what I mean. I think Pats were able to not get Keats out, but they when Keats left, it allowed them to go and get someone else in, and Rory was delighted to get down here, and we were delighted to get him, so I think it was probably a transfer that everybody sort of benefited from.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll back in time maybe have similar impacts with City this time that he had the last time as well.
Yeah, I've no doubt. I think it's he had a very good time with City previously. He scored a few goals this season at Pats, although it's been a difficult season for Pats in general the first 6 months, and I know there was a change of manager there. There was a lot of turnover in players as well. So even in that, he managed to get a few goals. So I'm sure coming down here now to the end of the season, we've 11 league games and hopefully another 4 cup games. So the best part of 12 to 15 games left this season, and I've no doubt he'll probably set targets for himself, but more so to be embedding himself for next year.
Yeah, and we always looking to maybe get Keating, and obviously Murray, you mentioned him before, but like he obviously came around similar time that Jacob Bryan went to Everton, so are they kind of unrelated? Were you looking to sign them in?
I don't think they're related at all, to be honest. I think that we were trying to get players in. Sean Murray getting done on a permanent deal I think is massive as well. I don't think that can go fly under the radar. I think Sean's impact from a loan player has been that you'd sort of pinpoint and look and say that's the ideal impact that you want. Again, brilliant in the group, really good person, an experienced player that's played championship level, I think League 1 and League 2, and had success with Dundalk as well over domestically, where he's won things and got the group stage of Europe, and he's brought that down, and you can see the improvement in his own game, but also the development of players around him with the experience as well for our young lads. It's a massive sign of getting Sean for a longer term deal.
There was an injury up there for Friday. Sorry.
Injuries for Friday. Bagsy's and Niall are still out, but they're very close. Bagsy's sprinting again and kicking footballs, and which was obviously a frustration for Bagsy, I think, because just when he got injured with his hamstring, he'd score goals, he was setting goals up, he was doing really well, and he obviously done his hamstring, and it's not as bad as we initially feared, so he's very close to maybe joining training soon. And Niall again now is in full contact, he's back in training, so he'll be able to be available hopefully for maybe next week on or next couple of weeks. Apart from that, we have Harry Nevin who's still got his hamstring. That's probably longer term. He hurt that in training here about 2 weeks ago, and that'll probably be a longer term one. We're hoping it's not too long, but he'll not be seen on the pitch for a good few weeks anyway. After that, then obviously we have Jaden, who's still got his knee injury, who's nowhere near ready to play yet. So I think we're all okay. I think no new injuries from last week or fresh ones from training or whatever else. So yeah.